Hello, this is Lisalee and welcome to my channel. So today we're doing a pick a card reading, and what we're going to be looking at is why are you stuck on somebody? Why does somebody have such a stronghold on you that you're having trouble letting them go? Is there some reason that you need to know about spiritually, or is it just the kind of thing that we need some illumination on why it is that you can't let go of this? So we've got three piles here. Pile number one is the Howlite, pile number two is the Amethyst, and pile number three is the Rose Quartz. I'm going to put the timestamps below. Bottom of the deck and energy is inner vision. If inner vision appeals to you like writ large, then all three piles might be for you. So that's just a little clue. Let's go ahead and start. I might take some time here to just like thoughts and find space. So for these two, all right, let's go ahead and start with the Howlite. Turn this over. We've got Miracle. I love that. I'm going to put Inner Vision up in the corner because it sort of speaks to everybody. And then I'm going to begin to pull cards for this. So the first thing I want to say about what it is that you're stuck on this person, Miracle's pretty strong energy in terms of like, it's almost like Spirit saying, like with the Howlite, like finding some level of like balance around the idea that maybe there is something like super powerful about this person in relationship to you. So let's go ahead. But there might, why does it need a miracle, or what about it is a miracle? Let's take a look. So with Inner Vision, again, like I think everyone who came to this reading or found this reading is got some like incredibly like deep sense that this is their person for some reason, or there's something about this person that is so significant to them. Maybe like there's a past life thing. Let's take a look and see what Spirit has to show you. But right off the bat, you know that this person is a miracle. Okay, you guys, this is no wonder. No wonder. This is one of those, you're gonna need a miracle, but oh my god, it's kind of like worth it. So this is a very interesting set of cards to get. Let me see how like sloppy I am. I'm not too bad. This is a very interesting set of cards to get for a like, I can't like let this person go for some reason, because this is a lot of love right here. You've got the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. The interesting thing here is that like, in order for this to happen, something has to die for this to live. And that is why it like requires a miracle, because there's something that would need to either be resurrected, or something that would need to like this is not an insignificant cost. It's almost like you need a miracle in order to transform something to the degree where you can actually have this. So the Ace of Pentacles here, this is saying like this is your path. You know, this is, I always think of the pace of I always think the pace of the Pentacles as being slow, but I always think of the Ace of Pentacles as being, this is the road that is like the divine, God-given, like this is the road that your deity or your guidance system, your God, your goddess, this is the road that they have for you. That's the road that they're giving you. I want to look at why it needs a miracle. Like this cannot happen without a miracle. That's the really interesting thing about your pile, is that it requires a miracle. And so, you know, even though there's an insane amount of love here, I mean, the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups basically say that like your love is well, it's a divine love, and it's a love that doesn't sort of run out. It never exhausts itself. And with the Two of Cups here, this is that two peas in a pod. But I am really seeing like these people are in two different places. Queen of Cups and the Judgment card is like, you want to take care of this person. You want them to take, and that's not like codependence, but there's something about they have like this energy where there's this desire to nurture and be nurtured. There's an emotional intelligence here that is just like absolutely incredible. And this person has the, with the Judgment card here, there's something about them that like brings you back to life. The Chariot card and the Ten of Cups mean, you know, it's definitely moving in a new direction, and it's not an easy direction to move in. But there's 10 of Cups, there's ultimate emotional fulfillment. And with the Magician cards, like you do have everything you need to get to this place. Now, that's not discounting that it would take a miracle. Like there's no other way. So let's just take a look at that. Let's take a look. Let's see why. What needs to die? Let's first ask like what really would have to die in order to make room for this, because it can't be whatever, there's like no aspect of whatever is that would remain in terms of a transformation. So let me see what this death is exactly. Because this is almost like perfect, and then but you can't have it in except for a miracle that either requires a death or would have to overcome death or something. It's really a big deal. Empowerment, okay. And love. And balance. 8th house of intimacy. So, I don't know, man. This is one of these things where like it's going to take a miracle. Like the amount of power that you would have to put behind like finding some balance and, you know, in relationship to actually like acquiring this love. This is I'm seeing this as being like the transformation that you would have to take place in order to make conscious this love would be, you'd have to transform at such a level. And with the 8th house of intimacy, it's probably worth it. It's kind of what I would say. Now, I want to just see if there's anything here that we need to know in the way of instruction. Okay. A time for healing. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing the words true love. Bottom of the deck, energy, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I think this is like sort of what would be required. It would be a, let's take a look at these. So in terms of instructions around this, timing is important, and without like a sufficient amount of healing, meaning like you haven't finished your healing, this is not going to show up until you're ready to heal, or you're ready to face something that is going to require a lot of healing. Because whatever this death card, the power that you would have to put in order to create balance around this love would transform you completely. It might be something that would transform them completely, but transformation is required. And so whatever this timing issue is, it's in relationship to whether or not you're ready for that transformation, whether they're ready for that transformation. But with your dreams need a practical plan. If you're like looking at this reading And for what it's worth, you know, when you're thinking about making a decision based on a reading, if it's technomancy, which is what this is, it's different than a one-on-one reading. Technomancy is, it's almost like pulling cards, except that you're like pulling internet, right? You're getting your message still from the divine. It's just coming at you from a different randomization, right? So even if you follow someone, like what they come up with, you know, is still, there's like, technomancy is a way in which like the algorithm is the spiritual tool, like a deck of cards would be. And again, like, even if it brings you in contact with somebody who is like very much your collective and very much your person, and the person that you like, you know, someone that you follow, like there's still a randomization to what spirit brings through them. So if you're getting your, you know, a message through technomancy and you want to make a decision based on it, then you have to pull your own confirmation cards to make sure that there isn't, because it's a message for a big group of people, and there are elements for everybody, and some of it's all the way 100%, but still, when I say this, because I'm looking at this, it's going to take a miracle. That means you're going to have to really do something drastic. And with the death and rebirth card, you know, that calls for a total transformation. It's like a really big deal. So when you're making a decision, when you're making a decision that requires so much power behind it, you're going to want like at least 3 forms of confirmation. So that's an aside. But if you're making this decision that says like, this love is worth it, it's obviously, it's from the divine, it's my path, you know, it's spiritual, like there's something incredible here, I have this inner knowing about it. It's not something that you can work your way towards. You know, it's not like 5 steps and you're going to get there. It has something to do with timing. But as far as your dreams need a practical plan, because this would call for such an insane amount of change and transformation, you do need to really think about the fact that A, you can't work towards it. It's something that has to be miraculous. It has to be, yeah, so Spirit is saying this almost isn't a decision. You know, this is more like something that you understand. If this is to come into, if this union is to happen, it's going to happen in its own time in relationship to the healing. It's going to require a miracle in terms of like the transformation that would have to take place in either one of your lives or both of your lives. And the practical plan that is required is related to you understanding that this isn't something that you can work towards. And so like, how do you want to take care of yourself? And we're going to get a couple cards on that around this. Yeah, it's a miracle. It's not so like, how do you, this is the faith walk, you know. Energies to meet the challenge of your desires regarding resulting from the honesty and strength of, yeah. So basically like, that's this call, you know. And with the 9th house, spiritual values, long range thinking or travel, what is to be shared. It would take a miracle, and you can't work towards this. You can work towards like having an authenticity and a strength of character. You can refine what it is that you have in the way of desire, you know, for the purpose of manifestation. And you have to have a level of faith that like, whatever has to be completely transformed as it becomes ready, like that you'll be able to meet that challenge. So pile number 1, the reason why you can't let go of your person is because there's a faded quality to this. Let me see if there's anything else. Just want to get like a little bit more for you, since this seems like a hard, it's like beautiful. It's like everything that you could ever want, ever. But like, you're not going to be able to 1 through 10 step your way in that direction, and it requires a miracle, and literally everything has to change. So it's a little bit of a tough answer. But in terms of intimacy, like this is where it's at, you know. This is the kind of, this is, yeah, remembrance, right? Of what? Cosmic flowers. So bottom of the deck, you know, there's this issue of authority. With the remembrance card, I'm going to read it. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and a body, providing us with valuable information and tools to grow gracefully with an and in this life. This is someone from a past life. That's why there's so much love here. Like, why else would there be this much? So with Cosmic Flower, the frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home. This person is home to you. The core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. This being core, I would say that you guys are counterparts. And so you can't let go of them because you were born of the same essence. There's definitely past life cycles here. And it is kind of a perfect love, and it is a true love. But this is a faith walk, this one, anyway. So pile number 1, that's a little bit hard, but I hope it was helpful. And I'll see you again soon. Okay, so for those of you that chose the Amethyst, the card we have here is Universal Love. All right, let's take a look and see what that is all about. So already, like, there's something about this love that it doesn't need to take a particular form to be sort of satisfying. I think every pile has some version of this, where there's just like a deep knowing. And so Spirit is basically saying, you know, oh, 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's this is like more of a community, friend kind of a love. Let's take a look and see where this is leading. But yeah, this love can take any form. It can take the form of friendship comfortably. It can take the form of romantic love to a certain extent. But, you know, why does it have such a kind of a grip on you? Let's find out. Right. So there's something here with the Lover's card on the bottom of the deck. You know, there's a choice about how to look at this. With the 3 of Cups and Universal Love, you know, there's this element of like this love can take on any form. With the 10 of Wands, there's a lot about this that would be hard to handle. Like, there's something about this person. There could be some addiction here. Yeah, there's some kind of like a clause around, you know, the Page of Wands and the Star, Strength, and the Knight of Cups. This person is called, the reason that you're so called to this person and the reason why you're so sort of like called into their orbit is because they're going to offer you the opportunity or cause a level of growth here that you wouldn't get any other way. With the 3 of Cups and the 10 of Wands, it might be that they're already in a relationship or that they're interested in the type of a relationship that this is too much for you. Like, you can't do it. With the Star and the Page of Wands, it's like aspirational almost. Like they feel like they're at such a distance. And you are a little bit in different worlds in terms of where they are with their healing process, and this is like a spiritual quality. You're kind of at a beginning of a journey and they've sort of arrived at the destination to a certain degree, and that energy could be interchangeable. It could be that they're at the beginning and you've sort of arrived, but you're in very different places in terms of aspiration and career and level of spiritual growth. You're in completely different places. So where you're kind of just starting, or they're kind of just starting, like the other person has already arrived. That said, that there is a strong desire to offer, to make an offer here. So what we have in the way of 3 of Cups is sort of the trickiest part. So let's get some cards on that. And yeah, with the Universal Love, like, this person had, yeah, this is a restriction. I think this person's in a relationship, or they're committed elsewhere, because with Saturn and the 10 of Wands under that 3 of Cups, there's limitations on how close you could get to this person. So there's almost a call here that says, like, you know, this friendship, this can be a friendship. This can take on the form of friendship because it might not be able to take on the form of romantic love, with that 3 of Cups there. Now, let's get some more cards. You've got the card Venus, Love, on the bottom of the deck. So this is kind of interesting because there's something about this that could be like a really good like friendship. There's some opportunity. One of the reasons that you can't let go, and what we're being told about why you can't let go, there's some real restrictions on this being something that can be romantic for whatever reason. We've got universal love saying like open it up in your mind a little bit. Saturn saying, you know, there's actual restraint here, and 10 of Wands under this 3 of Cups, but there's still an opportunity. You're still being encouraged to pursue something in relationship to this person. You know, there's something that you can only really learn from them. There's a level of maturation, like maturing, that you would benefit from in terms of whatever the relatedness is between the two of you. Because again, and it could go the other way. It could be that they could really benefit from the opportunity of what it is that one of you has mastery here with the Star. One of you has reached a level of mastery, you know, in relationship to something, and somebody else is just starting out. And so there's an opportunity for you to, or for, you know, for both of you even, you know, something about this being able to be something that can open up to friendship but has limitations otherwise. You know, you being in this energy of the sun, this is life force, spirit, creativity, honor, but it's a card of self-sufficiency. It's a card of being single, sort of, you know. It's a masculine sort of an energy. So what we see here is an opportunity for this growth to happen in a way that can sort of work with some of the restrictions that we see here. With the Strength and the Knight of Cups, like this is basically saying that the desire is so there to offer love, but to sort of maybe think about it in a different way. With the 6th house of craft, this is work, you know, well-being, service, rituals, contribution, organization. It's almost like your guides are like, yes, we know that you love this person, and we know that there's something about them, their beauty and like their charm. It's got that you have an orientation towards what it is that this person has to offer. Yeah, like Spirit is saying they strike that chord of love in your heart. Like you are so drawn to this person. There's something so powerful here, but what with there being a restriction related to, you know, either you're in a relationship or they are, and that's breaking point, like that, nope, can't go past that. There's still an opportunity here for you to look at this as an opportunity to learn from this person, or for them to learn from you, and that there's something valuable in that. There's something that brings a level of vitality and life back for you, and that in terms of like what it means to let this proceed in a way that isn't restricted, that this is something that might be worth thinking about in terms of collaboration and in art, or something that is being created, or something in terms of work. Like this is probably a really great partnership for you if you take the romance out of it. And that's not saying that there isn't romance. With the Knight of Cups here, you're both crushing on each other. But whatever this 10 of Wands is, and that 3 of Cups with Saturn, the opportunity that you're looking at here is an opportunity in terms of what you can create together that is more in alignment with skills and apprenticeship and work, and less in alignment with Saturn here and with romance. So let's just get you some advice, because it's a little harsh, you know, it's a little bit difficult. So let's just see if there's something here that Spirit wants to sort of bring out in terms of, yeah, this person's got a hold on you. Is there a song like that? I don't know, I barely hear it. I feel like there's music behind a song that has the lines, I've got a crush on you. I got a crush on, I don't know, I won't know what it is. So your destiny, where you're going in your career, is like, this is something to do with that. This person has something to do with that. And so like a redirect or a refocus around like yeah, you like love this person. They have all these lovable characteristics. But there's the partnership here that you would really most benefit from with them is something where your like friendship allows for like collaboration and partnership. Because for this to become more, you know, this Scorpio card, this is like secrets, you know, this is like a secret, you know? So for it to, there's like this way in which if it starts in a friendship zone, like maybe with time we can see something around this idea of purification to resurrect. So this is this thing that says like, okay, you know, the 10 of Wands with the 3, it would break something in the way of like one of you is in relationship to somebody else. And so for this to come through and have it be pure and like not sullied by that 10 of Wands, there would have to be, you know, time for it to transform. And this is all secret stuff, and it, you know, results from the power of the secret in a certain kind of sense. So maybe you want to rethink whether or not you're going to bring these feelings to light, given the restrictions that exist. And if these restrictions are this 10 of Wands that could break something, then it needs power to become something pure. So that can, you know, come for this to resurrect in terms of romantic love, it would need to go through enough time and purification and something to do with the secrets of, and the power of the secrets related to this. So that it's not a secret. So it's not some sneaky, horrible thing, basically. For this to happen, it would have to resurrect as not some like sneaky, horrible thing. In terms of something else here being, someone else is here. With this is good for you in terms of your career. You guys have really good, like, you inspire each other. And this would require a sacrifice in that romantic love. You'd have to be able to say like no romantic love, yes, projects and collaborations and work partnership. Yielding is the only way to continue. So you kind of have to pick, you have to sort of not just like half-ass it. You have to do it like where you make this decision that says like this is an opportunity in terms of what can be created. But it's not to the sacrifice, you know, of whatever, you know, pre-exists, whatever that pre-existing relationship might be. So to make this decision is to make this decision all the way. And to understand that there's an opportunity in terms of your own advancement or their own advancement. Actually, I think it's your advancement together. And that that the sacrifice of the romantic sort of stuff has to be given so that this creation of the gaining of respect from things being brought to life or light, for you guys to create in the way that you have this beautiful alchemy around being able to create, a decision has to be made towards letting this be more about work partnership and what you're able to create together and less about romance. So we'll get a little bit more advice before we close this reading out. But there's a destiny here. You can't let go because you are meant to create something with this person. With the Lovers card there, you know, there's a choice of how you're going to go about getting to know them. And you're just being sort of really cautioned about these limitations here. And with the universal love to maybe broaden this to, you know, friendship is outside of your comfort zone maybe with this, because there might be like any level of like dreaminess. This person definitely, they're your aesthetic, like, you know, that benchmark of beauty, like they have those qualities. A win-win outcome is forecast. That's nice to know. Work through your fears, or I like that one. And confidence is your key to success. So nothing will come of this situation on the bottom of the deck. Means that you're being told to think about it like a friendship. Even if there's going to be a win-win outcome, you're being told to think about this like a friendship. That's your instruction here. Because to work through your fears, you know, this means like to work together, you kind of have to overcome this fear around like, I can only see them in this light. Because this person is part of your destiny. You can't let go because there's something there. And it's possible that the win-win outcome is, if this starts off in like friendship land, goes through some time, there's like, it can purify, so there can be maybe something like, you know, in the right way. Yeah, that's possible. But when we see nothing will come of this at the bottom of the deck, you're really instructed to like look at your fears, you know, this isn't maybe romance. This is maybe only, you know, a beautiful, amazing opportunity to create something that you're meant to create together with that destiny card. Or your destiny. And with this, confidence is your key to success. This has something valuable for you in the way of, you know, in the 6th house of your work and your craft and what you make. There's something so incredible here for you in the way of success and confidence. And this is a glow up. Leo is like this energy of like glowing up, that the sacrifice of it not being able to be what you kind of hope, or what you're sort of leaning towards in the way of like, this is firing all the cylinders. Still consider that there's a win to be had in adjusting your expectations and allowing this to be something that you both really can be an asset and a value to both of you in terms of whatever it is being created. So that's actually kind of the, like, there's not really much more here. It's a little bit of a bummer if you were kind of hoping for it to, you know, turn into a romance thing, which, you know, your heart's there. Both of you have a crush on each other, but ultimately, let's start this as a friendship is basically what Spirit is saying. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, pile number 3. So we have the Rose Quartz, and let's see, your card is Foundation. So this is interesting. So that, you know, this is a love that requires the right kind of a foundation, or well, let's get some cards and see what it is, because let me just see. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like Spirit is saying the way the foundation of this relationship is laid is crucial to its success in some ways, or that's a very big part of it. Something here with building. Okay, let's take a look. With the 10 of Cups, I love that. I love seeing that. With the 5 of Pentacles, don't love seeing that though. Let's take a look. There's more to this than meets the eye. This is a timing issue. Bottom of the deck being 4 of Cups. So when it comes to this love, there's a problem with the foundation, and and so this is sort of where Spirit is saying, like, you know, let's give a little special attention to what it is we're not seeing about this, because with inner vision, I keep telling people that this is, you know, most people who have well, that at the bottom of the deck basically means everybody has this real sense of like, we're like at a psychic, like high priestess, like very, you know, deeply planted way, like, you know that there's something to this, and that's why you can't let go. And there's something really powerful about this. There's no doubt about it with the 10 of Cups. This is the ultimate wish fulfillment, but with the 5 of Pentacles, it's like almost like the foundation is not where it needs to be. Let's find out why, actually. I'm curious. This is a little bit curious. It's not that. So what is this that you're not really seeing? What is that? Yeah, there's a choice to be made. So it's almost like in order to get to this 10 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles would be like, yeah, where you're very much like inspired, you're led by this inspiration. This person has a hold on your heart. So why you can't let go of it is, you know, they do have a hold on your heart, but you would have to, in order to have this 10 of Cups, you would first have to sort of take a 5 of Pentacles. You'd have to make a 5 of Pentacles decision. And with the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, like there's like this way of guarding your heart, so that you can kind of like maintain your peace. I think that there's something to that. You know, ultimately, like this pile, we are looking at the Page of Wands and the Magician. So this journey does lead to a level of mastery here with the Magician. And I am seeing this as like, you know, starting off from this place of interest, and it does like this has the capacity with the foundation here to be like a really amazing experience. There's no two ways about it, you know, where you get to gain a level of mastery over sort of all the elements, like they're packed into like what it means to be together. There's something really powerful here in the way of gaining a level of mastery. With the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, like so much of your wish fulfillment emotionally is in what you would be able to build with this person. So what you're not seeing is, so it's like, yes, you're drawn to this person. This person inspires you. And I think that when we see what it would take in order for you to make this decision, they inspire you. Okay, so let's like look at that for a second. Let me get a couple more cards, because basically what I'm seeing is, you know, this person inspires you, and this person has taken the road less traveled. This person has taken a road that is like, I would almost go as far to say that your interest in whoever this is, what you're not seeing clearly is that your interest in this person is much more about the way that they inspire you to live a different way, to take an unorthodox trip that sort of takes you out of, yeah, like the explorer. You know, this is the adventurer, the explorer, but kind of like the loner explorer, adventurer. So you'd have to go it alone and in a new direction. So you'd have to sort of make this decision to go it alone in a new direction in order to get anywhere near this level of satisfaction, emotional satisfaction. But, you know, that said, this person much more inspires you than, because with the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, your emotional fulfillment is in working with them. With the Page of Wands and the Magician, there's a level of mastery that you'd get here that is like really, really valuable. So you can't let go of them, because there's something really amazing that they have to offer. And this does remind me a little bit of pile number 2. You covering your heart though, so that you can keep your peace. That's because this would ask you to take a road that would leave you out in the cold. But like this card, this Five of Pentacles, if you look at it, you know, it's the card of being left out in the cold and not a part of the group. But if you look at this card, it's like he's basically, that little character there is going on a voyage into like unknown territory, that level of adventure, like everyone's kind of together alone at this level of adventure. So, you know, there's a lot of emotional fulfillment in it. But who you are, your desires and your actions, I mean, they call you. It's like they're the call. It's almost like they're the hero's journey, and they're calling you out to like adventure. If you want to keep your peace, you kind of have to block your heart from this. And there might be something to that, because again, the way this person inspires you and like what that's all about, there's probably something much better in the way of what you could create together with that Three of Pentacles. It could be quite a big deal. So let's get a little bit more here. Your highest ideals, the rules of, yeah. So in order to keep your peace, you're wanting to follow the rules, you know. This person calls you out of your world, but this is really what this is. This is being called out of your world, very much so. And I just knocked over a card. Let's see what that is. Yeah, this is the Alchemist card. So there's a way to make this work that it doesn't have to be so drastic, is what me bumping into the Alchemist card sort of means. So your faith, hidden tendencies, large institutions, or overwhelming events. Yeah, so like this might be overwhelming if you don't take the, yeah, let me just get one more card before I launch in, because I'm seeing something really clear here, and I don't want to be wrong before I tell you this. As a full-time job serving, do it a little bit at a time. Okay, So bottom of the deck, genius to experiment with, the discoveries of resulting from the eccentricity of. This person inspires you. That's really like the main takeaway here. So for you to have like the right kind of foundation in terms of romantic love, which is what the rose quartz, first you have to decide that like whatever it is that this person represents, you love it and it would offer you a ton of emotional fulfillment, and this is the direction that you want to go. Even if it does mean making a choice that kind of puts you in a Five of Pentacles position, that's not insignificant. And you can think about it and give it some thought, because whatever it is that is keeping your peace, that has you blocking your heart, with as a full-time job, serving and do it a little at a time, like I really do see there's something that you can build together with Three of Pentacles, wish fulfillment around something that you can create together. And it's a job, you know, so like, and this does remind me a little bit of pile number 2, because you're almost being called to have faith in this journey between Page of Wands to Magician. That if you don't, if you take it all, if you try to like make this all about romantic love, this person is a genius to experiment with. The discoveries that could come of like this combination of your energy and theirs, it's kind of worth building from a foundation of like, let's create something cool together. I'm really inspired by you, even though I'm obsessed with the aspect of this. It is romantic love. Like, I've got a crush on you. I can't get you out of my head. That's probably because there's something really powerful about what can be created, and that doesn't cancel out the possibility of love. It just speaks to this idea of having the right kind of foundation. Let me get some more cards. Because do it a little at a time, you know, that says to me, and especially over here with, you know, large institutions or overwhelming events, the level from Page of Wands to Magician, it's like you've mastered all the kings, you know, you've mastered your mastery over all aspects of life. Like, you're able to create anything of anything. And so this is this is something you're probably better off taking like a bite at a time, because it's a journey. and so there's something about this that is like, you know, getting the foundation, making it the right foundation means letting it be a journey and putting what it means to create with this person at the forefront of your goals in relationship to them, because this is destiny. You've got a destiny with this person, and it's not canceling out the possibility for romantic love. With the Gemini here and the Libra, bottom of the deck is Jupiter and expansion. Again, like, this is looking like a situation where you can't let go because there's this destiny between you and this person. With intimacy in the 8th house, there is a romantic destiny here. So that's the rose quartz. But with the Gemini and the Libra, communication and like doing this in a way that is balanced, you know, being socially aware, you know, having a graceful sort of process and striving for some level of like harmonious cooperation. You know, this is really asking this is asking a lot of you, actually. I'm seeing these wings, man. You're both earth angels of some kind. Work with the words. You know, this is such a big deal. Start with words. Start with communicating with your words. It doesn't hurt to let the foundation be something that you build together with. It doesn't hurt to allow this to be like a journey where you take it one step at a time. Because you can't really mess this up with destiny here. Let's get a couple more cards. This is like with Jupiter, I mean, this is really like an opportunity for expansion in your life that's quite amazing. Yeah, there's something really positive about this. You're just getting some instructions on this Four of Cups just like screams, especially with the Judgment card, just screams like, look at this from a different vantage point and you'll see the gift in it. And by seeing the gift in it, you'll be able to partake in the gift in it, and that gift leads to probably other gifts. And so when we pull a little bit more on this, you know, surrender to the divine. Like, you know, this is one of these situations where to try and like strive or push for, you know, a certain outcome out of timing, or, you know, to sort of not see the potential in what you could create together, you know, because the romance isn't where it should be, or, you know, like there's this way in which Spirit is saying, like, this is destiny. Like, let this be something that the divine organizes. You're ending a tough cycle around, yeah, this came out for the group right in front of you. If you go at this like it has to be a romance or else, then nothing will come of it. You know, you've had really hard, your track record with relationships has been like one tough cycle after another. And so to say that, you know, you have to surrender the way that you desire this to the divine, like that's really difficult, because there's a lot of hope around the idea of a certain type of partnership. But, you know, with the eighth house and destiny here, it's kind of just like what you're sacrificing is, like, you don't need this to happen. Yeah, your commitment is being tested. The energy is gaining momentum, yeah, and conclusions are within reach. So basically what I'm getting with this is it's hard for you to surrender the idea of this being a romance to the divine, but you kind of have to, because your commitment to yourself, you know, that's like really important. You know, this person inspires you. There's something here that you can build together. This came out in group 2. I wouldn't be surprised if there seems to be like a lot of crossover energy with this inner vision here. So even though this is disappointing, that you have to come at it slowly, you know, let the foundation be friendship and what you're able to create together. I almost see the progression as being friendship, create something together. Love is born of that very naturally. And so, like, let there be this energy, you know, you can't let go of it, because it's, you know, there's something here, there's some momentum here, you know, between the two of you, and there's a destiny there. No two ways about it. But there's no downside to letting this start off as friendship and work its way into something that, like, where you create together. Because communication is a really big part of all of this with Gemini showing up twice here. Yeah, so this is interesting. You know, the other group kind of got, like, it's not something that you can force. It's not something that you can, like, work towards. Because they got these 2 cards. So I'm kind of thinking you probably want to look at that. It's mirroring. This is a mirroring kind of a thing. Both of you are being told that, like, what is so valuable about this isn't the romantic focus. It's what can come of everything else. And there's a way in which Spirit is saying, like, don't ruin it with needing it to be a romance right at the gate. Let this be a host of other things and work its way towards romance instead of starting there. And, like, whatever you feel in the way of disappointment around that, understand that it's the right foundation for this love to come about as a result of communication. And this communication between the two of you is only going to happen in this right way if you sort of put your energy into, like, working with what's there and what there is to work with, instead of trying to fit this into, like, the mold that you're hoping it can be. And so that is what Spirit has for us. I'm just going to get 3 more cards. I missed this with group 2, but I think this is such a similar energy that if this resonates, actually, the energies are very similar. I'd be surprised if they weren't the same group, actually. And listen, I do clear these cards quite extensively between groups, but sometimes most of you picked inner vision in all 3, and it's true. So compassion, heart chakra, and soul time. Crown chakra. So your inner knowing is, like, you know, commune with your higher self on this, because it seems like it's disappointing, but there's healing time for you and there's healing time for them. And even if you've had enough healing time to last you a lifetime, this isn't finished baking in the oven. It's not finished cooking. And And this love story, you know, that is what the ingredients are creating is friendship, partnership in terms of what you create together. Romance comes of that. So to allow yourself to feel this disappointment and bring a level of compassion here for yourself. I'll read these, I always do. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our hearts into the world. So you're really instructed to like connect the unconditional love of source on this one. Because with the heart chakra here, this really is about what it means for your heart to be in the right place, for, you know, for there to be healing in your heart around this. And also, the frequency, I'll read it. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. That unconditional love is kind of what you're being called to start with. And that means looking at this person and wherever they are in life and not needing the outcome to be anything other than you inspire me. There's something about, you know, what it would mean to create with you, and you're going to work on this heart chakra, you know, so that your heart is in the right place. You're going to connect to source in terms of having this unconditional love and what it might be to have this unconditional love. And with soul time, I'll read, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So this is really allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. And, you know, while it is, you know, that your connection with this energy is purely spiritual, like this is through the crown chakra with soul time, you know, this is something that happens. I see you guys sort of like meeting, you know, in the unconscious and then, you know, in the dream space. This is a beautiful connection that has to take a real slow kind of a road. And so where the connection exists right now is with this inner vision and this inner knowing, you know, through the crown chakra and like deep in the soul. The compassion that you're going to have to apply to your heart around what it means to let this take a trajectory that isn't like, that is kind of like hard work. You know, it's hard work to take it slow. It really is, you know. But the communication that will build around that expansion here with Jupiter is basically what leads to the love. So it's like the only way to skip it, you know what, your guides are not going to let you skip it. they're not. This is, you know, this is just too valuable in the way of what it has to offer you. So let's work with this. Spirit says let's work with this. So let's definitely work with this. And I hope that this was helpful. If there's more that you want to know, any of the piles, and I'm just thinking of this now, so I guess you're maybe the only one who knows. If there are questions, we can always swing back around and do a different sort of a reading, you know, in relationship to some of the information that we got. So let's keep that in mind as well. So, okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you again soon.